What's going on, guys? We're back. We have results. We have the things that you've been asking for. People want to know, how did your last marketing campaign go? How have things gone as a small business owner? Is it drying up now that the pandemic is not over, but people are back outside? How have things been going? Is your marketing working? How did the little postcards work? Look, I'm going to give you all the answers this episode. I promise. I didn't put that previous episode together just to leave you hanging. No, we do have results. Things have gone well. Some things have gone just okay. But overall, I would say things went great. But again, we'll get into details of how things have been going. We'll get into marketing talk. We'll get into strategies. We'll get into results. And we'll get into even some of the conversations I'm having with some of you. You guys encourage me. You've been reaching out, calling, talking about your own experiences, starting your own backyard movie theater business, outdoor movie theater business, movie theater rental business, whatever we want to call it is what we'll call it. But I've seen you guys, I've heard from you guys, and I'm encouraged and happy to hear that you guys are going for it. And some of you are just starting, some have been going for some time, but I'm encouraged by you guys. Even the ones that are running into difficulties, I still like to hear your story. So don't stop sharing, don't stop commenting, don't stop reaching out, because I do want to talk, want to help as much as I can. And believe me, you help me too. But with that said, let's start the next episode. All right, guys, so let's get straight to it. This summer has been different for me when it comes to my backyard movie theater business. I lost, not technically lost, but I've lost some work from a client, not because of my performance, but because of change in management. We still have the relationship. I have communicated with the new management team, but the frequency of work, it slowed down, because what happened was the person who was my in-between person, my go-to person, the person that booked my company for their group homes. And that's the business I'm talking about, one of my group homes. That person left. And when that person left, that position hasn't been refilled. So I haven't been able to get as much work from that client as I usually do. And they make up for a lot of my weekday work. I'm talking Monday through Thursday. They were consistent. They paid consistently. And now it's not gone, but it's delayed. I still have a relationship. I've spoken to the new group, and they promised me they enjoyed my services. They said the residents loved it, and they want to keep it going, but it's just slower. You know, some people move faster than other people, and there's an adjustment period. And sometimes in between that, people like myself suffer. So we've lost some work. That's a real thing, real time. We've lost some work. However, when that happened, it forces you to adjust. So I had to make a lot of adjustments. I don't know why it has to start raining now. I just started recording. I don't want to re-record. So I'm going to just hope the rain stops or it doesn't make this video terrible, because I don't want to start over. Okay, so I'm just going to keep it going. Listen. So again, as I was just saying, I lost a bit of my revenue. But with that being said, I stepped up my marketing efforts on social media. I knew because I was losing a steady source of revenue, I had to replace it. And though I haven't quite replaced it, I have made up for about 50 to 60% of it just by increasing my Facebook ads. And I'm not just talking about the money I spend, I'm talking about the frequency in which I put them out. I've said in my previous videos, look, Facebook ads have worked for me from the very beginning. I would spend $15 and get at least one booking, which meant at least $250 to $275. You do the $275 minus your 15, then you get a $260. What is that? $260? No, I mean $250. What? I don't know. $260. My math is crazy right now. But you do that, you get your $250 minus your 15, $235. So ultimately, I was making out on that deal. Okay, spending $15 and earning over 200 plus is great, and sometimes that would be more than 200. Sometimes it's 5, 6, 7, 8. Sometimes it's 1,000. I'm just giving you a minimal number, but it's worked for me, and it's continued to work for me. Some people ask, what do you do specific? How do you target? Look, I target moms and mothers in my local area. That's it. Sometimes I make it a wider audience when I'm putting out a certain ad, but I target mothers in my demographic in my area. Why? Because that's my number one customer. And I know that. See, I'm not guessing on that. I know mothers want to celebrate their children's lives. Why not get them a bounce house? Why not get them a theater room? Why not have a movie night? And also, a lot of mothers have husbands. Father's Day was coming up. What does dad like to do? Sit back and watch movies. Watch the game. The NBA finals are out. These are things that guys like to do quite often. And some of their wives or significant others, if they see the ad, they're like, hey, that's a good idea. So it's worked. We've also picked up this year on working with PTA associations, dealing with schools and parents, because usually they do movies towards the end of school years and also in the fall for the beginning of school years. They usually have some type of community day. So we stepped up on reaching out to nonprofits to get that work. Some of our old customers are coming back for celebrating their parties this year. I would say of my 2021 customers for the spring, early spring, summer season, maybe 60 to 70% of them have rebooked this spring and summer. So things have gone well. What about the new campaign though? What about the postcards? The postcards, I haven't really been able to get a 100% of feel from the postcards. The reason being, it did result in, let's say I put out about 300, it did result in about one booking, which is not a bad ratio, because if you put out 1,000 pieces of print and it gets you 4 or 5 bookings, that's going to get you over $1,000. And if you know anything about print, it doesn't cost you $1,000 to print 1,000 pieces of marketing. So that went well. I mean, it went really well. It didn't go great, but I'm just going to say really well because I got something out of it. But I will say this is a good time to mention this. This is a good point. Make sure you're listening. Make sure you're tuning in right now. This is very important. You know what's been the best thing about going into my second year of business? One of the most satisfying results I've felt when it comes to my efforts. It's the business that I've booked when I've put out little effort. What I mean is when people in my area Google Backyard Movie Theaters, they find my business and book without me having to have one conversation. That for me is amazing. When money and reservations come in and I didn't say a word, I didn't spend money on an ad, I did nothing except pay the bill for my website. Placement. That's it. That has been so satisfying. And I can tell you this year it's happened more than ever before. One thing that's worked in my favor is everyone's outside, but that means that the halls are getting booked up. That means that doing things indoor is becoming more expensive. Not to mention gas has gone up. So I'm telling you guys, look, people have come back. People have reached out. People have searched to find my business. Not my specific business, but something related to it. And they found me first. And they've gone from finding me first to going on my website to reserving without saying a word to me, without me giving any type of in-person sales pitch. That, my friends, that is so satisfying. That is so great. It's one of the best experiences I've had, and it's made me want to experience that more. So right now I'm focusing on that. I'm really focusing on how can I get more traffic towards my business without me having to be an active salesperson, without having to buy ad space and without having to push on social media. I'm going to do that anyway. But if I can get more people booking my business without me actively reaching out to get them to book, that means we're doing something well. That means we're doing something good and we're going on the right path. That did not happen in year 1, but it has happened as we enter into year 2. So this has been great, guys. This has been a phenomenal experience. Look, if you're starting off, think about that. When I named my company Backyard Movie Theaters, I did so because I found out that a lot of people Google Backyard Movie Theaters. And I knew that if I had the name, when searches come up, I'll come up pretty early without having to pay for that top billing site, without having to pay to get in that top corner, just by having the right name, the right website name. People search those things the same way you found this YouTube video. There was a reason I named this story, how to starting a backyard movie theater business during the pandemic. It's a long title, but I did it because it would pick up when you just put out there how to start a backyard movie business, how to start an outdoor movie business. You're going to pick up on my videos. I do the same thing when it comes to picking up customers, so that I don't always have to get business based on word of mouth, which is great. I don't always have to get business based on my Facebook and social media ads, Instagram ads. I don't always have to get business based on TikTok. I am using TikTok. I do put out videos there. I don't have to put out anything sometimes outside of being in the right place at the right time. And that's worked out for me. So this season, like I said, it's been different. It's been a little bit of a struggle, just because, not a struggle, but it's been changed. It's been different. It's been different because I lost a steady customer, which in business, that's normal. And I didn't lose them. I got to stop saying that. It was a slowdown there. I can't say I lost them because we did good business. They're satisfied with my product and my service. But they've had a change internally and it's affecting me. So it's cool. But I shouldn't say lost. But I look at it like that because now I'm planning as if they don't exist. I still communicate with that company, but I plan as if that doesn't exist, because it shows me that my company has the ability to move beyond one vendor, to keep growing despite losing a stable source of revenue. So again, it's been great because of that. I hope the same is happening for you guys. Definitely, look, don't just listen to me. Share, like, comment. Tell me about your experiences. Tell me about your results. What have you guys done? How do you get work in your area? You know, it differs based on demographic. If you're in an area that's sunny and hot all the time, maybe you have a lot of competition because people do that a lot in your area. I didn't have a lot of competition outside of nationwide companies. People are growing in this space, but they're not growing quickly. So there's enough food, there's enough work for everyone. Oh, also, just to let you know, the bounce house, the add-ons have also helped me when it comes to booking events. It hasn't just been my theater room, which is unique because I can show movies during the daytime. It hasn't just been my big screens and my lounge chairs. It's also been my bounce house. I have two of them. One is small, one is quite large, a 20 by 20. It can fit adults on it. I got it from a person that has a mobile circus company, and it was meant for their clowns. Look, these things work. Add-ons work. Tables, chairs. Some people just want my tables and chairs. Some people were happy just with like the projector itself. All of it's for rent. That's the other thing you have to remember. Sometimes it might just be, look, someone needs some speakers. If you don't have a booking, make a price for your speakers. Why not? It's better to get something rather than nothing. Now, keep in mind, if the travel costs outweigh the benefit of the revenue, it's not worth it. Obviously, gas prices are up. You have to really be careful about what you book and how much money is being spent. You don't want to break even or even lose money just because you wanted to keep business going. No, none of my sales, none of my bookings or reservations have lost me any money. Even the ones that I did where I did some promo deals where I may have put out a really low price, like $150. I won't bring any chairs, but you can still have the theater room. Look, that still worked. I don't book too many of those, but I don't lose money. I just don't make as much money on that. But again, guys, look, share with me what's going on with you guys. I hope these results are helping. I hope I'm being as transparent as possible. My sales in 2021 spring, 2022 this year compared to 2021 are relatively flat, but I take that as a win, being that I lost a stable source of revenue. One of my sales, one of my clients, I'm not using them as much. So for me to be able to maintain, it's good. That means I've grown, even though it looks a little bit flat. In terms of the season and where things are going, I have pretty good reservations for July and August, but I'm not going to say that it's at a peak I'll say that right now as I'm making this video, reservations are starting to pick up where we're heading towards a peak. We're heading in the direction of a peak. I'm starting to get calls. I'm starting to get reservations at a higher frequency than I had been all year. So we'll see where that goes. But I'm going to tell you something. For me, last year in 2021, the busiest time was September, October, November, the fall, end of summer and fall. Not the summer itself, but end of summer and fall. Maybe it's just, I don't know, something that I'm noticing for 1 year and it won't be the same this year. I don't know, but I'm starting to see a trend. You can let me know in your area if that means something. Here in Baltimore, in the metropolitan area, we go through all 4 seasons. That affects when people want to be outside. And fall is very comfortable. It's a good time to be outside because it's not humid. It's not sweaty. It's not hot, but it's not cold. And even in the evening when it gets cooler, blankets and other things suffice. You don't have to be totally bundled up and next to a fire, but we can provide that too with the fire pit. Anyway, guys, let me know what you think in the comment section. Those are my results. I just wanted to share some of that with you. As I'm speaking, you probably can see that I played some of the clips of my shows. Let me know what you think about those shows. I just wanted to show you, not just talk, but show you what's been going on in our world. And I hope that you guys have been successful. I hope things have been going well for you. I'll keep you posted. I have another video coming very soon with some more updated content, some changes I'm going to make. And also I have a new theater setup that I'm going to try out. I'll probably share it with you guys before I put it out there to the public. But it's something that, let's just say if it works, game changer. We'll see. Either way, guys, I appreciate you. Like, subscribe, share. Make sure you come back, comment, say something. Let me know you're here. Like, say something, share your experiences, and I appreciate you. Have a good one.